god, it is. It is late. It's late as hell. I don't know if you noticed, there's a big square. There's also a square up there, and there's also a square over there. You can't really see it, but it's just methods of my madness, I guess. I don't know. I'm painting that wall. I'm painting all of the walls in this room. And then after, I want to get that wall done first so I can get the Pulp Fiction, the other thingy hung up and all that stuff. But I just got like a little idea of what I want to do with the painting and the walls and all that stuff. So I'm giving it a shot. If I mess it up, I'll just repaint the whole thing. No big deal, right? No big deal. It's my home. I can paint it the way I want. Anyways, so I figured it'd been a lot. Well, I don't know how long it's been since I've done like a scary video looker, seer. I think the last one I did was Nuke's top 5, which was not last week but the week before, I think. I don't know. So that means we're on another weakness. Well, it's not weakness. I'm not weakness. Anyways, because I like to ramble about stuff. So we're gonna do, let's move over and give some room to chills. There we go. We got some chills. Ooh, spooky, scary chills. So we're gonna do a reaction to chills while I am still awake. I've also been working on another project I can't really talk about at all, that you probably won't see. It's kind of like more of a therapeutic thing to me. And if I am to release that project, it's gonna be on another channel that is gonna be that I won't link or talk about. It's just gonna be a random channel out there in the ether, and seeing how that ether channel does. Maybe, I don't know, if I release it. Enough rambling. Let's get on with the video.
Mysterious events are happening among us all the time, and lucky for us, some of them are caught on camera. Number 10, biker news.
You know what? Hold on. Before we. So if I'm staying up late, I want to crash hard. But nice in. You know, got the tangy.
You think winter roads are bad, and you've probably never ridden your bike here. This incident occurred in India in 2018. The uploader explains that it was his 3rd day of riding from Indore to Pangong Lake, and he had just partnered with another rider who joined him on his solo trip. He writes that the pass was slippery that day and was loaded with trucks. The result is a close call.
Gloves are on,
his
sorry.
friend met with, which
Gloves
she
are on.
caught on camera.
Benny speaks. The gloves
shows
are on.
A pair of bikers on a narrow mountain road
It's
with
late.
nothing but a cliff edge.
It's my
and a 100+
excuse.
foot fall to their right. In front of them is a truck transporting heavy metal poles. As they follow quite closely behind this truck, it looks as though his friend is going to attempt to overtake the...
See, no, I'm going to tell you right off the bat why this is a dumb maneuver. They got these heavy poles here, alright? I don't even see anything that looks like they're even tied down. This is some Final Destination shit. That's what this is. This is some Final Destination. I would not be riding around right that close behind them, because if those things fall, oh my god, let me tell you, dude, that is just the most unsafe thing I've seen in my life. Where's oh yeah, this is another country, but you need OSHA in other countries. That's what you need. You need some OSHA.
The vehicle on the cliffside with little to no shoulder, but that attempt comes to a quick end when his heavy bike with all his belongings piled onto the back loses traction on the slushy ground. It falls onto its side dangerously near the cliff edge. If he'd been even a foot nearer the edge, he would have been a goner. As fate would have it, his life was spared that day, and as Banda writes, hopefully this teaches other riders to ride safe, live long. Number 9, the swamp.
They need to get themselves some OSHA over there. That's what they need, man. That is terrified. Like, I have nightmares of stuff like that happening, like in a car, but he's on a motorcycle. Like, the car will actually flip, and it's like you have maybe some chance of survival, but with that, like, in a little dude, you're squash splat gone. Kidding me?
Swallowing sidewalk. Don't you hate it when you're waiting for a bus and the sidewalk swallows you up? Published in October of 2020. This is exactly what happened to a New York City man who is minding his own business. The man is seen in the video walking along the sidewalk and stopping to wait beside a building. As he steps forward, the sidewalk behind collapses, taking his back foot and then the rest of him. The horrifying incident was caught on camera as the man fell into a pile of rats. According to his family, the man didn't want to speak as he was scared rats would find their way into his mouth. Luckily, plenty of people saw the incident and called the fire department. The man spent nearly a half hour down there before he was rescued by firefighters. Just imagine an entire half hour being
I know, entire half hour, but also, this is in New York, and the fact that firefighters having to go through all that traffic, because New Yorkers, they don't care. They're like, firefighters, I'm not moving over unless they're right next to me. I'm not moving over like that. But that is still impressive timing. 30 minutes, like, because you gotta also think, like, you fell. In between the time you fell in there, you gotta wait for the person to, I gotta call it. There's an emergency. Somebody else has to call, and then fire people, like 30 minutes. That's freaking good timing. Yeah, that sucks. They had to wait 30 minutes in a hole, but at the same time, 30 minutes is pretty punctual if you think about it. Just saying.
swarmed by rats, but the question remains, why did this happen? It wasn't a sinkhole as some may speculate. The sidewalk was simply in disrepair and was located above a basement, according to the Department of Buildings. Surprisingly, this isn't even that rare of an occurrence in New York, as dozens of sidewalk collapses have been reported since July of 2019. According to the New York Times. As for the rats, while the rat population in New York City is
if you build something, it's gonna eventually crumble, even sidewalks, like everything crumbles eventually, so if one area is gonna crumble, then the rest of the area is gonna start crumbling. So yeah, I can see that.
Is about a quarter of the human population, making it one of the most rat-infested cities in the world. But at least the humans still outnumber the rats for now. Number 8, haunted stream. This incident shows that even streamers' homes can be haunted. Twitch streamer Justa Minx is chatting with her fellow influencers, Aviva Sophia and Nico Lull, when in the midst of discussion, the wheelchair in the corner behind her moves unexpectedly. Nico Lull is the first to notice, while Aviva Sophia confirms that she saw it move too. Justa Minx denies that it moved, but it was behind her, so she couldn't have seen it. A second clip reveals further proof that Justa Minx's home is haunted. As she's talking about TikTok with her followers, a distinct silhouette flashes into view on the right. This time she sees it out of the corner of her eye. She asks her viewers if they saw it too. Many in the comments think it's a black cat, but can a cat move a wheelchair? One strange happening is enough.
But
two is too much.
That's a different stream, excuse me. Anyways, that's a different stream though. Say the wheelchair moves on its own in this one. The wheelchair moves on its own in this one, but then it's a new episode, a new stream. And it does straight up look like a cat. Let's see if we can pause it right when it jumps. See, it looks like it's crawling on over to jump off the bed. See, the tail. There's the tail. See, and the body of the cat jumping down. Tell you.
To explain away, number 7, Forest Girl. Beware of where the Randonautica app may lead. Published to TikTok by Haley AIG in August of 2020. The app led this unfortunate group into a forest, and they weren't alone. Haley explains that the app took them to a park in the middle of nowhere. As the camera pans around, she notes that they've only seen trees so far, but they seem to have missed this figure poking its head out from behind one of those trees as they wander across a wooden bridge. This forlorn, dark-haired figure dressed in black crosses the path at the end of a dirt road. The girls wander on, and all you can see is the ground for a moment as they wonder if they're being followed, and then it's clear that they are. While many TikTokers are loving this, Austin Payton writes, "I may or may not have fallen off of my bed," while others claim that their souls left their bodies and they threw their phones across the room. Haley writes, "I deleted the Randonautica app after. That's probably for the best." Number 6, the crab.
But what happened? Did you like run away from it? And like, what did she hit you? What happened? Because apparently she survived because she deleted the app, or was that somebody else that deleted the app? I think that was just something staged. I think that was just staged. There's no way that was a ghost girl too. Like that couldn't have been a ghost girl. That's kind of dumb to say that. I think that's just something staged.
This, titled "The Day I Fell in a Crevice," the title of this scary.
Still pretty cool though. It's still pretty cool. Like you didn't expect that. You see her walking off to the side, like, oh, okay, and then right in your face. You know, that's pretty cool. I do dig that though.
Video gets right down to it. Published in June of 2020, Edward Bozen was skiing around Mont Blanc Massif when his group, in his own words, made many mistakes. 3 of those mistakes, which he outlines, include splitting the group, not analyzing the terrain or regrouping at secure points, and lastly, stopping on the crevice with the exposed snow to wait for his friend, who was carving the mountain with too much speed. The snow took him, causing the drop into the crevice.
Oh, no.
This video shows that very moment as Edward flies down the mountain and is then seen waiting for a moment. His friend's snow piles up. Edward then hits the crevice, falling into an avalanche of snow. Deep under the snow, Edward only has a small glimpse of the sky above. His friend soon appears in that speck of sky. He reaches down with his ski poles to try and pull his friend up. After a while, Edward takes off his skis and hands them up to his friend before painstakingly climbing out of the snow-piled crevice. And perhaps the most thrilling part of the entire ordeal, he is then rescued by helicopter. YouTuber Brander CJ Corbin writes, "Imagine falling all the way down in such an enclosed space. He managed to stop himself before he went too deep."
Oh man, no, that just like even seeing them climbing up, like that gave me freaking anxiety, like up, because like I'm not like I kind of freak out about heights and stuff like that, but like my job, like certain times I do have to climb stuff and all that stuff. Like it's like I'm told not to, but I do it anyways because it's easier. Just climb up and stuff like that. And when I've done as much climbing as I have, like at different types of jobs I've been at, it's just you just maintain 3 points of contact, and for the most part you're good. You know, it's still dangerous, but if you maintain 3 points of contact, you're good for the most part. You know. Now I will say, like, snowy things like that, because there's been so many cases where some people will get buried, you know, and either the snow is heavy, so heavy that it will crush the person, or or it'll encase the person, and then they'll be stuck in that snow so long that they'll either freeze to death or starve to death or what have you, you know. So it's that I don't play with that kind of stuff, man. I can't play with that kind of stuff. Stuff where like I get it's extra activities, like you're out for the thrill and stuff. Man, like I'm not out for the thrill of nearly dying. Same thing with that little cave squeezing thing, dude. People do that cave squeezing thing. That freaks me out a lot too. because of the fact that there's people that have gotten stuck in caves like that because things shift and all that stuff. Things move over time, you know. Not everything's stationary for the rest of the life, you know. So like things shift. It gets stuck in that cave, and there's been a lot of cases, from what I've heard, where people will get stuck in the little crevice, and they wait until that person's dead, and then they dislodge their body and pull them out if they have, if they can, you know. I'm gonna turn everything red real quick. I'm gonna turn everything red. Yeah, we're gonna make it red today. You know what? Actually, maybe purple, pink, green. Yeah, green. I like green. I'm digging green right now. All right, we'll do green. Let's continue.
It could have been much worse. I couldn't imagine how terrifying it must have been waiting for help in that crevice. Edward notes that he didn't make it out of this event unscathed. These places are serious and don't always give you a second chance. Number 5, running with scissors. Well, this Boston barber wasn't necessarily running. This incident with his own work tools led to the need for open-heart medical attention. Steve Silva is seen in the security footage talking with a customer and then circling the barber chair. In doing so, he trips and falls forward right onto his hair-cutting shears. Silva's 2 colleagues quickly come to his aid as Silva attempts to lift himself onto his knees. One of the colleagues appears to race off to call emergency services. The video later shows paramedics arriving on scene to take Silva away. According to a GoFundMe campaign for Silva's healthcare costs, at the time of posting, they were struggling to keep him stable. While the chance of such a thing happening is 1 in a million, Silva is lucky the scissors didn't take his life. Number 4.
Yeah, see that? Even barbers got it bad, you know. Even a barber, even their lives are they're risking their lives, you know. You see that? At any moment, that could have freaking went into his throat. He could have been dead. That is sheer luck that missed arteries and your heart and everything, man. That's crazy, dude. He wasn't even running with the scissors. He was just doing a little brisk walk over to get his. I wonder if that guy got his haircut finished anyways. He's like, oh well, I'm still alive, so let's finish this up. You know, he's sitting there bleeding down his chest or wherever he got stabbed.
Ground breaks. Ruptured asphalt, a volcano of water, mud flooding an entire street. That's what happened in Ukraine's capital of Kiev in May of 2017, published by KVN. This incident occurred due to a 2-meter wide pipe breaking while work was being done on a water canal. The footage shows the very moment the volcano breaks through the asphalt, toppling over garbage cans and gently nudging the cars in its path out of the way. Another camera angle captures just how high the mud reached. According to reports, the mud slushy hit all the way up to the 7th floor of a building.
Damn, dude.
No one was harmed in the event.
That is crazy. Look at that.
Needed a few runs through the car wash. Number 3.
Because you gotta think, like, all right, let's bring it back real quick. First of all, look at this shit. Look at. I'm sorry. Like, this is crazy, dude. Look at this.
Another camera angle captures just how high the mud reached. According to reports, the mud slushy hit all the way up to the 7th floor of a building. Look at that. No one was harmed in the event, but some of these cars.
Look at that. Look at how easily it just put. And you got to think that this paved way has to hold all this the weight of these actual vehicles, and every vehicle, like, what is it, like 15,000 pounds or something like that? So I mean, and the way it busted through like that is way heavier than like that. It went through with ease. Like, that's like 30, I want to say like 30 or 40,000 pounds of pressure just it's popping in that shit up like a pimple. That is insane, dude.
Definitely needed a few runs through the car wash. Number 3, mysterious figure. When a New York man's dog kept barking all night for no apparent reason, the dog's owner set out to investigate. He set up a CCTV camera to see if there was a reason behind his dog's behavior, and what he
Sorry, I'm actually starting to get to, because I get to this point where I'm like super tired, where I'll like zone out. I'm trying not to do that. So I looked at the camera and I noticed in my little picture thing, I did like a really weird look. And I'm like, oh god, and I looked over here, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I definitely caught that weird look. Alright, let's continue.
discovered explained everything. Posted to Reddit by UJ Hood, his friend. CCTV captured a figure shortly after 11 p.m. On January 29th, 2017, the figure appears to be carrying a flashlight, hurrying across the snow. What is so unusual about this capture is that, although the figure is walking upright on 2 feet, it isn't clear whether it's human or not. To further the mystery, the obscure being disappears halfway across the yard, although the flashlight continues to bop up and down against what may be a fence. The footage has some wondering whether the mysterious disappearance of the figure was simply a camera trick of blur and fade, a shadowy illusion, or something more sinister. Those leaning towards the left.
Yeah, that's probably just a person. That's probably that's just some dude that probably just broke out of prison or something. Just some guy that broke out of prison, went to his store, stole some a black hoodie and some baggy black pants or something, and just started running across the.
Note the figure's glowing eyes, strange spindly form, and
Hey, people's eyes glow sometimes in camera, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, when you take pictures of people, they get the red eye thing, and I have seen a night vision thing where like the people's eyes look a little brighter. I think I'm not 100% sure if I don't quote me on it. I could be dumb, but I feel like people's eyes get a little brighter in night vision.
Weird.
And that is night vision, I think,
One
right?
user said that there's
No, it's not night
strange
vision.
going
I don't
on.
know.
Like
I
why
don't
the
know.
background never gets obstructed after the figure passes by. Others suggest to follow the tracks, if there are any. What do you think this is? Whatever it is, it makes no sense. Number 2, Egyptian statue. Perhaps the film night at the museum wasn't too far off. This statue, located in England's Manchester Museum, appears to come to life. The ancient Egyptian statue dates back to around 1800 BC and perhaps is cursed by an ancient Egyptian spell. According to the museum's curator, Campbell Price, one day he noticed the 10-inch statue had turned entirely around. As reported by Manchester Evening News, Price said, "I thought it was strange because it is in a case and I'm the only one who has a key. When Price moved it back to its original position, he found it had moved again the very next day. He decided the next step was to set up a time-lapse video."
Statue's like, oh hell no, I don't want people staring at me. Come on, get on out of here. I'm gonna turn myself around. Hell no.
But the video raised more questions than it answered. As the statue, Price said, "I thought it was strange because it is in a case and I'm the only one who has a key. When Price moved it back to its original
hell no, you turned me back around like that. I don't want people staring at me. Hell no, I'm gonna turn myself back around. Oh, hell no, I didn't deal with that shit right now. Hell no, get away from me. I don't want people staring at me. Stop staring at me. Oh, hell no.
lies on its own by increments that wouldn't appear visible to the human eye. This occurs only during the daytime. The statue is still at night. While an Egyptian spell isn't off the table, one British physicist thinks the movement can be explained by something called differential friction. Brian Cox says this friction is caused by the footsteps of museum goers whose vibration moves the statue during the day. Price, however, calls this into question, as the statue has been housed at the museum since the early 20th century, and it hasn't moved before. It also appears to be turning in a perfect circle and only up to 180 degrees, so that it's facing backward. Even more interesting, on the rear of the statue is an inscription requesting offerings of bread, oxen, and fowl. Perhaps this is the answer. The statue needs to be fed. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it,
The statue needs to be fed. Oh, come on. No. Oh, oopsies daisies. I'm already subscribed to you, Chills, alright? So just chill out, bro. And I will definitely be also liking your stuff. I always like your videos every time I do a reaction to your videos, Chills, alright? So just chill out. Get it? You see what I did there? I said chill out and you're... I burp loud, I'm sorry. Anyways, Find out.
Slow down, train. It's not often you see two trains so close on the same track, occurring near Smith Falls in Ontario, Canada in 1992. The footage shows a passenger train that needed to hit the emergency brakes while en route to Toronto. The passenger train appears to be traveling at a fairly fast speed when a stationary freight train comes into view down the track. As the commuter has little time to slow, the engineer stumbles out of the locomotive cab. In the meantime, the freighter backs up slowly while the commuter train has managed to brake hard enough to come to a complete stop right in the nick of time. The approach left no more than 6 feet between.
So that's a commuter train, and he just ditched all his passengers like that. Is that what happened?
The engineer stumbles out of the locomotive cab. In the meantime, the freighter backs up slowly en route to Toronto, and so close on the same track, occurring near Smith Falls in Ontario, Canada in 1992. The footage shows a passenger train that needed to hit the emergency brakes while
a passenger train. So there's other people on there, and yet this guy just straight up ditches all of his passengers.
Comes into view down the track.
Oh hell no,
dude! The commuter has little time to slow. The engineer stumbles out.
Look at it! Look at this guy. He's like, "Good luck, guys."
The backs up slowly while the commuter train has managed to brake hard enough to come to a complete stop. Right.
Good luck, guys. Hope you guys don't die.
Left no more than 6 feet between the locomotives. A close call that makes little to no sense as to why or how it happened. I hope you're not in bed while watching this.
God, straight up just ditches his passengers like that. Last week's video. Maybe we'll check out last week's video. Not tonight. I really do. I gotta get to bed. I am gonna be hopefully taking this camera to take some. I'm not gonna say it's vlogging stuff, but just take you through a little adventure of stuff I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, possibly. Maybe I might do that. I don't know. I'll see how things go. Thanks a lot, Chills. If you want to check out this video, top 10 scary videos that make no sense. I don't know. I made a little sense out of some of them, I feel like. I will have the link of the original in the information below. I'll have it in the thingy below. I'll have it below. And I'll have my I took my IG out of the thing because I don't really use my IG for the official Benny Speaks. I do go hop on Twitter, and I'm gonna try and get back on get back into motion with Twitch again. It's been a while. Like I said, I've been. See, my issue is I get into, like, I'm doing my videos, but I'm also, like, trying to do 50 other projects at the same time, which I shouldn't be doing. I should be sticking to one thing and getting really good with that one thing instead of jumping around to 50 different things, because that's how my mind works. My mind's like, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this. But, like, I'm also trying to learn how to do that other project thing, but it's for... kind of like mentally to help me a little bit better, just to get my stuff off my mind, you know. Anyways, if you like this video, like and subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. And you can follow me on Twitter. I post every once in a while on Twitter. And I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye. So long. Farewell. Adios.